So, as many of you know, Justin Trudeau called a snap election about a month ago in August. His Canada has a parliamentary system, and they pretty much had a minority now. Trudeau had originally won a majority back in 2015 when he was elected, but he lost that in 2019 and only had a minority government. And he thought this would be a good time because in Canada, at least the narrative was that, they were dealing with the pandemic well and the rollout of the vaccine was going well. So he thought apparently that this was a good time to have an election and hopefully get a majority control of parliament. But since that happened, when the election was announced, it seemed like, people started wondering, why are you having an election now? There are more important things to worry about. The whole Afghanistan bit happened. So it kind of didn't go as well, although he managed to retain the amount of seats that they had. I'm not sure if they gained any more seats in parliament, Sam. I'm not too sure there, and I'm just going to pass it back to you now in a second. And of course, they defeated the conservatives, which was, one of the big angles of the election. But yes, Sam, what do you want to add? What should we talk about here?
So yeah, while at the time of recording this, to be honest, that I don't think the full results are out, and only 98.82% of results has been counted. It seems that in terms of seats, they have increased the Canadian system is first past the post, pretty much the same as the UK, which means basically you have a certain area which a single individual represents. There is no such a thing as a party list, or which some other countries, which we'll get to, use. So it seems they have gained 3 seats. It seems Conservatives have not lost a single seat. The Bloc Quebec Party have gained 2 seats, and the sort of more left-wing New Democratic Party also seem to have gained a single seat. The Greens, again, just zeroed out. So no changes. This is 2021. But what I found very fascinating.
I just have a question there, though. So who lost the seats if you're saying the Conservatives didn't lose any seats? Where did those gained seats come from?
That's a good point. I have no
because
idea.
no, there are also
just,
the
others
and the People's Party and the Green.
I'm sure.
So I mean, there are a bunch.
And it's the probably number of maybe independent candidates, because in the at least in the UK, I know there are many constituencies that maybe there are independent candidates, but that is maybe also because the results are not final. But I would.
But you're right. No, sorry, the Conservatives. No, you're mistaken. I believe the Conservatives, I'm looking here, they lost 2 seats.
Maybe your information is more updated.
Yeah, I'm looking at the Globe and Mail. Yeah, it seems like the Conservatives lost 2 seats. The Greens actually lost the seat. And another one was others. So independent, like you were saying.
For mine, it says the screenshot I have is Conservatives have won 119 seats, and 2 seats are, I guess they lost those 2 seats. So it makes sense. Anyway, but what I found first of all, what I found very interesting though was the fact that Canadian system is just like the UK. So prime ministers can call elections anytime they want. So when Justin Trudeau won in 2015, October 2015, he as a party leader, they gained 148 seats, right? So they gained 148 seats. Conservatives lost about 60. New Democrats lost about 51. So that's huge. But as a percentage of popular vote, this was 39.5%, right? So this is the first time Trudeau came to power, 2015, 39.5. Second election, and this is where it gets really interesting. They lose 20 seats. but they are still a majority, 157. They become a minority government. They lose 20 seats. They have 33% of popular vote,
Yeah.
right? The conservatives have 34.3
Yeah.
percent of popular vote, and this is like something that Trump was very much mocked for, and before
Yeah.
that George Bush was mocked for, and this is something that can happen in first past the post systems. It rarely happens in the UK, but I found that so weird that Trudeau actually lost the popular vote last time. And this information I have here, which is incomplete, I think you have a more updated version. Yeah, again, it seems they lost the popular vote,
Yeah.
32.2%, while the conservatives actually got 34% of popular vote, it seems. But again, because of the way first past the post
Yeah.
system is, they won they won the right to form. They won the right to have the first chance to form the government.
Because it's only
So
about
I found
mem.
that
Yeah.
yeah. So no, I just found it very fascinating that you had twice in a row now you had a government that has lost the popular vote.
Yeah. Yeah. No, no, for sure. That is very interesting. And I'm guessing the reason for that being is because since so many people, almost a third of the population live in Ontario, and those are the kind of seats that probably switch the most. So I'm guessing that, like, you just lose one or two of these and they go like one way, it probably affects the popular vote by a lot. But yeah, very interesting that they've lost it to the conservatives. Although, and I understand, and I get what you're saying. Like when that happens to Trump, we pointed out so much that he didn't get the popular vote. But I guess in Canada, the system, since
Or
it's a bit
George Bush.
different, or George Bush, it makes the comparison a bit different since there are all these other like left-leaning or right-leaning parties. So you can say that perhaps overall left-leaning parties are still favored in popular vote. But yeah,
Sure,
you're
sure.
completely right. The Liberals got less, but yeah. But given that the
No, I
NDP gets
just
so
found
big,
it
which are the most
surprisingly weird.
leftist, yeah. No, no, no. You're absolutely right
But
there.
but 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 I was on other specifically on this election. I like to point out that apparently this was the most expensive election in the country's
Mhm.
history, costing over 600 million Canadian dollars, which is part of the reason they say Trudeau probably didn't do so well, because a lot of people felt it's a waste of money. uh, and it seems the left-wing New Democrats actually can play a slightly larger role as like in a potential coalition or in potential passing of the bills when it comes with the minority government. So
Yeah.
somebody called them are likely to be kingmakers. From the numbers, I'm not quite sure, but that could be a positive thing.
Yeah, exactly. You
But
know how parliamentary system works. They're like so confusing
yeah,
in a
well, it's
way.
cool. Yeah, but no, it was. Yep, it seems that Trudeau lost overall, though. I mean, he survived, but it seems it was a sort
Yeah.
of it wasn't a very good win. Let's say.
I mean, I guess one good thing for him
Very,
now is that
very
he knows that he got another 4 years in the bags.
for
So now he
five
has,
years.
yeah, 4 or 5 years. So he has nothing to
But
to
but
to
but
worry
the
about there really.
yeah, but the thing with minority governments, or I mean, I'm basically going based on my UK politics history. When you have a government which has very little, very tiny majority, they tend to be very unstable internally. And I don't know if there are any challenges within the Liberal
Mm,
Party right now or anything,
yeah.
but
No, that's interesting. And apparently, yeah, I was exactly reading that. Then now he's going to face, some a little bit of backlash from insiders and people in his party because it didn't go according to plan. Although it didn't blow up in his face and him losing it, that would have been huge.